I have nothing more to give. I have nothing more to give. Far too much baggage. Can I not have but a moment's respite?
Come to hear your poem. How you going?
So apparently my audio got, I was so tired I didn't check it, and it got reduced all the way to -73, so I must have hit a hotkey button, I didn't realize it. So this has been a really quiet stream. Oops. Sorry, Spears. I was talking the whole time. Talking to myself, apparently. Normally I check it. I didn't check it this time. I was like, yeah, it's up. It's a transparent. I was just seeing if everything was transparent. I didn't actually use it for what it's supposed to be for. I'm so tired. The whole reason it's on the screen is so I could prevent that from happening. I didn't even care. Oh well. Oopsie poopsie. I almost didn't do the stream today. The only reason I'm up is because of the extra soda that I'm not supposed to be drinking. Thank you, though. I definitely hit a hotkey or something. Some big snakes. Well, I guess they're plants. I don't think they're snakes. Snake-like plant monster. It's super late. I wasn't sure if I wanted to play this game or not. I was just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bored. This part of the game isn't very exciting. Oof. Yeah, having trouble sleeping is the worst. I fucking hate that shit. For me, morning shift really screwed me. I decided that if I beat this game, it's another game off my list. So just beating it is something I would enjoy. Just because it's like, I did it. I completed that game that I really wanted to complete. Even if I don't fully like it. Because it's got a really good atmosphere. And I beat a lot of games like this before. It's just the gameplay loop is not... It's very repetitive. All the other games I played in this style, they kind of break it up a bit. There's puzzles, there's unique mechanics. This game's kind of just beat the shit out of everything and then do it again. There's a whole underwater bubble thing in Champions of Norrath. It was annoying, but it was also, it really did break up the gameplay. Because like, if you were straight outside the bubble, you'd start to drown. Your character couldn't swim. Yeah, pretty much. The Lord's Labyrinth was cool, just because there was just so much loot. There's some traps. But even then, it's still kind of the same thing. Kill, boss, kill, boss. Which is fine. It's not bad because of it. It's just... I'm big on RPG role-playing, and there's none of that here. There's, like, none of it. I need to stream Divinity Original Sin 2. I wanted to play again. I beat it with Darren, me and him co-op. Ooh, that was before I was streaming though. Did I pass it again? This has the same gameplay loop as Dead Frontier 2. Like, it's identical. The items are identical too. Like, most of them are terrible. There's a, yeah, to its credit, there was a teeny tiny bit of roleplay in like chapter 2. You get to choose which bandit group you want to work with, but that just boils down to which bandit, which buff you want. So if you join the bandit and spare them, they give you a permanent buff. Otherwise, I think you just get skipped. I'd say Undertale doesn't fall into that category. Undertale's an exception because you don't have to kill everything. We can if you want to. Or you could role play it and just kill the ones you think that deserve it. Give self-defense. I need to play Delta Rune. I just adore that game. Oh my god. I will say I had more fun with Dark Devotion than I did Dark Souls 1 or Path of Exile. Although Dark Devotion's main boss is really, really fucking stupid. I hate it. Unbelievably, oh my god, I go fucking insane. I go apeshit angry at that thing. I get so fucking mad. That was back in my, I didn't fully master my anger. I was still when I had the anger issues. I mean, I still do now, but it's not bad. I think most of that just stems from being treated like a useless idiot as a child. Like, my mistakes were highlighted greater than my successes. And that's just created a vicious feedback loop. I just got stuck with a lot of anger because of it. Like, nothing's good enough for anybody kind of situation. Yeah, public education system in Ohio is really bad.
Far too much baggage.
They just wanted a paycheck. They didn't actually care if anybody succeeded or not. They prioritized the ones that were easy, or well, quote unquote easy to teach, like the kids that didn't need. I don't know what's the word. They didn't matter what environment they were in. They were a knack at the schoolwork. I couldn't focus because every fucking dipshit in the classroom would start shit. It's okay, I got the last laugh. We were doing an audiobook essay, and I was the only one that did it. Nobody in the class did it. I got a straight A, and I got free extra time. Nobody else was there. They all got in trouble. It was great. Trying to copy my work too. Yeah, exactly. It's fucked up, man. It's like, why do people do that? You don't do that to kids. I will never understand adults. Well, because they're not adults. Personally, I think if you're gonna treat kids like that, and like excessively highlight their failures instead of like helping them. You're not an adult. Like that, those people are not adults. They're people. Those are people that have not fully grown up because they clearly don't know how to teach children. That's how they're gonna act. That is not the right way to teach a child. That is not the right way to treat a child. So fucked up. Yeah, it's the negative reinforcement shit. That's just how they don't know how to think any other way. They're fucking bunch of barbarians. America is the land of barbarians. We are barbaric. They're like, oh, if the shoe works, put that shoe on everybody. I don't care if they don't have feet. Put it on them anyways. It's insane. It's so stupid. It is. That's why we're so behind in everything. Other countries are way farther ahead in science than that. We are failing significantly now. We're failing in a lot of ways. But I could point those out, but it wouldn't be relevant. I'd be here for a while. I'm trying to point that out. But yeah, the positive encouragement shit works, damn it. I encourage my nieces, and they can draw better than me now. That's how good they are at drawing. They're not even... They're like, what, 12? The oldest? The 14? The oldest? It's been a while. I think 14 is the oldest of my nieces. Yeah, one's 12, and they can draw better than me. Because when I was drawing at their age... Oh my god. So much shit. So much. Nobody gave me any positive encouragement on that. Yeah, like that to them, that was just a dead in the water career. That ain't gonna get you anywhere.
Far too much baggage.
Just don't draw. Oh, you're drawing in class. Stop it. So I was late to my drawing. Like I should have, as a young adult, I should have got back into it. I didn't start going back to my drawing until I was like 27 to try and like recoup some of that time I lost. Oh man, I don't care about fucking the bullies making fun of my shit. I was like, that wasn't the issue I had. For me, it was the adults who just dismissed it and made me feel like I was wasting my time. I was never encouraged to do it. But yeah, bullies could be an issue too. Although my solution to bullies was just to ignore them. And unless they were the kinds that were like physical bullies. At that point, we just get in a fight. At that point. Bullies suck. They are just the bane of education. They get away with so much shit. I hate them. Well, I guess I don't hate them because at the time they're children. I can't hold that against them forever because they're kids. Because it's not really their fault. It's the adults that let it happen in the first place because they're too afraid the parents are going to sue them.
And kindly stay dead. Far too much baggage.
I want that. I want that too. Yeah, the especially massive losers, yeah. I agree. Some of them stay bullies, but that's because that's what the system creates. It doesn't punish them. It just lets them get away with it. The teachers don't do nothing, and if they do something, the parents bail out the kid, and then they're just stuck in a perpetual state of stupidity, and that's just gonna make them end up in a bad situation where they're gonna get their ass kicked, or they're just gonna become super fucking failures unless they get lucky, because the world's a broken place. Bullies can succeed. I mean, look at Trump. He's a fucking bully. He's a commie and Aaron a dumbass, and he's got the highest position of power in the country. It's ridiculous. But it makes sense though, because a bunch of bullies voted him in. A bunch of stupid edgelords that don't know nothing. No big surprise. This got really political really fast. Oh, I'm dying. These things are strong. I'm gonna shoot. Eat man. Back off. Why do they hurt? Yeah. That's because that's how the system's designed. It wants to keep everybody under thumb. Yeah, I think it's an overemphasis on people are so, I hate to say it, they're dumb. They mix up confidence and being a bully bastard. Like, they mix up those two things, and they think they're the same thing, you know? I think confidence is overrated as well, because that gets you in trouble. You do something stupid, and then you get injured for life, or you kill someone. It's like drinking and driving. That's overconfidence. Oh, I can handle my own. I won't get in crash. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just because they're so insecure, they can't come to terms with their failing. So it's not their fault. It's somebody else's fault. That's how they think. It's basically instilled narcissism. Like, they're not like some of them probably are, but like I think it's like the culture like instills narcissism in everybody. I feel like this is unique to America, where everybody has this inflated ego. Because I'm not excluding myself from that. I've fallen in that category plenty of times. I think what's important is you gotta check yourself. Like, am I being a hypocrite? So sometimes you catch it, sometimes you don't. I'm so lost. It was back when I was really young. I was not a young teenager, but on the older side of that, 17 plus, and a young adult in my early 20s, I was adamant about certain things, especially in like game design. I'm like, no, this is bad game design. It's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do this. I was still learning about art, and that's the psychology class helped with that. Also, the people I met throughout my life also helped with me, identifying certain behaviors people were doing that I wouldn't have noticed life is complicated because it's just so many factors. Yeah. I don't know where to begin. Because, like, once they start talking about it, it's like 10 different branches open up. It's like, okay, well, there's this instance where I got gaslit for 15 years, and that fucked up my perspective on how to read people and what's okay and not okay for friends to do. And then, oh my god. And then it goes like, and then there's like the morality and the spirituality aspect. And then you got this scientific reality. So, like, you know, what's scientifically accurate versus what's morally acceptable. And then finally, the artistic part I was talking about that opened up this whole thing is that art is subjective. It's a form of expression. I didn't really fully solidify the subjective part of that in my brain until I was like 25, 26. I'm like, okay, well, no art's wrong. Any art is valid. Well, as long as it's not like something insane that excludes a whole group of people. Like I don't count racist art as art because it's anti-human. Because art is about expressing human emotion, not suppressing it. And if there's anything that's purporting to be art, but is designed to suppress others and others' emotions, I don't count that as art. That's just hate speech. That's just prejudice disguised as something else when it's not. It's just propaganda. It's not actual. I don't count it as art. I mean, maybe you could break it down into like some more basic elements. I guess that's fair, but the ultimate expression, like in of itself, is anti-human. Even though it was made by a human, if that makes sense. It's basically saying you, because like we're all equal. Like in the scientific reality, we're all equal. We're all humans. The concept of race is completely made up. So if the artwork is purporting to send a message that some of us are not equal, even though we are, then it's inherently, like the logic's inherently flawed. It's basically saying nobody can express themselves. It's insane. It's basically just, it's insane at that point. It's just goofy. Because there's a lot I had to rationalize, like, because expression is, you know, subjective. If that makes sense, because that's a big part of art. And a lot of people forget about that. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think hate is an expression, but it depends on how they hate, I guess. Because my issue is, what does that hate stem from? And if it stems from something crazy, like, you know, I hate X, Y, or Z group for whatever reason, and if that boils down, like if you boiled it down and really, you know, got the answers out of that artist, and their answer was, you know, like you finally get to the core of it, and their answer is, I think those people are lesser than, you know, X, Y, or, you know, ABC group, right? Like whoever they're comparing it to. That's anti-human anti-art inherently, because if art is expression, and you're saying others cannot express themselves because they're inferior, that's inherently, like, you're contradicting your own freedom of expression by doing that, because genetically we're all the same, basically. The difference between my clone and some random person of any made-up race label is such a tiny, tiny percent, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. I don't count it as art in the same way I don't count AI generated art as art, because it's not genuine. It's disingenuous. If you create something that's not genuine, I don't think it counts, because if they're expressing something that cancels out expression, there's a what is the word I'm looking for here? There's a contradiction in the logic, which puts into question the very expression that they're trying to paint. Is it actually real hate at that point, or is it just, like, what is that? Like, if that's not really true expression, it's just some vain notion of hatred. It's not like real hatred, if that makes sense.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
It's kind of controversial. My take on it. I might change my opinion on it later in the future. I'm very into art is expression, and anything that's, oh my god, it's an insane amount of loot. Holy shit.
Far too much baggage.
I just, if your message or I don't want to say operandi, because that's too, that requires a lot of power. But if your message is anti-expression, I don't think that can be art, because art is expression. Which, that's my problem with AI.
Far too much baggage.
It's anti-expression. which is this, it goes hand in hand with racists. Because there's a lot of racists that like AI art. So there's an insane overlap between racist people and AI art. It is wild. I think personally, out of pure respect for the arts itself, I feel like you have to forfeit. If you're saying somebody else's expression is not valid, the only honorable thing to do would be to forfeit your own expression. To say, like, who are you to say others cannot have a valid expression, but yours is above theirs? I feel like at that point you should, you forfeit all credibility at that point. That's exactly what I mean. They had no honor. They're completely disingenuous. They have everything they need to learn about equality and art and subjective experience, but they don't. They choose to deliberately and willfully be ignorant of anything. They could look it up, but I think what it is, they're just too afraid, and the homage, I can't say that word. The uniformity, it gives them comfort. I don't know why. It's throughout history, uniformity has always ended poorly. Damn it, they do a lot of damage.
Hello, Exile.
I think it falls into the human experience, but I don't think it falls neatly into the artistic experience. I feel like it's more of like it's hard for me to explain. Like, imagine if a society was I guess this isn't hard to imagine, this has happened plenty of times. A society that was bent and broken by, you know, like an iron fist, and it's a fascist society, and they're not allowed to make certain types of artwork. All their artwork has to be the same. Is that still expression? I don't know. I mean, that's you kind of blurring the lines right there. And the reason why I bring that up is that fascist ideology goes hand in hand with racists, because that's the same thing. You know, only one way, you know, we're superior, think like we do, otherwise you're worthless and your expression is not valid. Which is why earlier I said, like, if you break down, so like, if it's a drawing, for example, you could break it down and be like, okay, well, the line work, you know, that, you know, the subjective experience of, you know, placing the lines. I'm talking more about, like, the expression itself, not the individual skills, but the meaning of the expression itself. I don't think that counts as artistic if it's going to forfeit others' value and expression. Like, the inherent hypocrisy of the expression itself counters its own expression. It doesn't know, like, the racist doesn't know that he's counterintuitively undoing his own expression by doing that. Yeah, exactly. Like, is it expression if you're just following rules? If you're just following the herd, are you really expressing yourself? Like, I don't think that counts. If you're just being told what to do and you just want a pat on the back, I don't think that counts, personally.
Hello, Exile.
I mean, the way I presented my argument does sound elitist, but I swear it's not, because I'm in defense of everybody's expression except those who would say otherwise. If that makes sense? Because I'm all about the freedom of expression, but in order to have freedom of expression, you have to fight for it. Yeah, I would compare it to that. Yeah, exactly, like an ad. Exactly. You could break down the ad and be like, okay, well, here's some line work, here's some calligraphy. You know, all those skills or talents, and their artistic talents. That calligraphy had a certain shape, and there was an expression to it. But I think the end goal, the expression, the quote-unquote expression of the end goal, the message, if you will, I feel like betrays all the other skills involved with the creation of that thing, which I don't think is no longer art at that point. The expression has been erased. It's been negated, which that's what art is an expression. If you take away the expression, it's no longer art. It's been dispelled. It's been counterspelled, if you will. Because you could make, like, an artist who's like a genuine artist could create an artistic work with no expression for the purpose of being like, this is not art, and be like, I'm making this thing that uses artistic skills to mean nothing, to express nothing, to prove a point that this is nothing. It has no meaning. It is not art, even though I created it. Because an artist could do that. The motive for creating that thing has more expression than the thing itself. So the actual action would have more emotion than the final result. I don't think the piece itself would be art, but rather the action to create the nothing, if that makes sense. Art can be kind of complicated. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. Man, I'm building up a bunch of orbs, so that's cool. Guess what we call this. Well, I had to do a lot of learning. Yeah, I didn't take it as seriously as I should have when I was younger. I did, because, yeah. When I got into not game dev, because that's different. That's a whole different subject. When I got into the nitty gritty of actually creating the game, which engine am I going to use? Am I going to use physics? Am I going to use random generation? Am I going to use shit? What is that stuff called? It's like random regeneration, but not like hardcore random regeneration. It's procedurally generated. I think that's it. Yeah, procedurally generated. So all those tools are cool, but none of them are artistic skill. Like, none of them, you cannot claim those as your work. At least that's what I believe. If you use RNG, if you use procedural generation, whatever the final result is, you can't claim it. You can claim the elements that comprise of it, but you can't claim the final piece as your own, because you let chaos take control. You let gravity do its thing, so to speak. Because it's kind of like those experiments artists do, where they just kind of like go crazy and just random shit everywhere. They don't intrinsically and precisely make something. They let chaos help arrange things. So you can't really take full credit for that. So I had to find where I wanted to land on that. Like how much, like basically I had an ego battle essentially. I was like, alright, do I want full credit or do I want slightly less credit because I'm using RNG? And then in that process, I had to learn a lot about subjectivity. This is about like when I was like 22, 23, all the way up until I was 27. Fire resistance. Boop. Ah, lightning cold damage, lame. Yeah, that's true. You can get credit for that as well. I'm talking more about, because that would be a separate, that'd be like a half credit because you're directing chaos. I'm talking about full chaos that you can't control and it's like deliberate. Because procedural generated would be like the half chaos. Because like your assets, you know, you're creating all the assets that are being used, so you know about approximately what it's going to make before it's even made it, even though it's random. But the exact, because when a piece is done, its exact composition, if you didn't deliberately place everything in that exact order, in that exact composition, I don't think you could take full 100% credit for it, because it's not like, you know, you didn't put it there. If that makes sense. Even though you created all the elements, not that that's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with letting chaos do some work, because I think that's just a tool. Chaos is just a tool you can use. Like, all right, I'm feeling kind of iffy on this project. Let's just do it like 50-50. I'm not feeling, 100%. I don't want to make this thing from scratch. I think chaos is just like a tool. It's like, do I want to make this whole thing from scratch, or do I want this tool to make it not necessarily faster, but a lot of times, like procedural shit is faster. Yeah, I think it's just a tool. It's just a tool you can use.
Good tidings to you.
Because I think, like, it's kind of like the difference between hand tools and power tools, right? Like, power tools are great. You can build stuff with them, but it's not quite the same thing as hand built. Like, you can't say you built it by your hands. Like, if you didn't, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain because it's like it's not physical at all. I'm talking about like, well, that's not entirely true. Some procedural stuff can be physical. Like if you use gravity painting, I guess that's one. That can be controlled though, like a brush. If you get good at it, you could control it completely. That would take a lot of practice though.
What?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you can claim partial, like you could say I created this, but not, not with 100%. We need a word for this. That's the problem. I don't have a word for this because the artist did create it. Like if you use random elements and chaos as your tool to help create an artwork, you did create it. The problem is, you created it using a tool that doesn't care about your input. You see what I mean? Even though you had large amounts of influence on it in other areas. It's like, I guess it's kind of like a negative. It's like you're using negative space and you're just leaving it there and you're letting chaos fill it in. Also, what was I doing? My brain turned. Oh yeah, I gotta go not die. Try again.
Neither the time nor the place.
No, I'm not fighting that. No, leave me alone. I want to fight you. He's got a bubble of doom. We need to take cover. There's so many enemies. And it's like a big open area. It's like I can get surrounded real easy. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm the same way. I'm pretty, because the second level of Risk of Heresy is going to involve some RNG. I don't think procedural.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
I don't think it's not complicated enough to be procedural. It's just like kind of like some really low level RNG. It's a tile set essentially. I'm kind of nervous about it because I made all the pieces, but I gotta program it so they fit together. I'm like, I gotta do that just right, otherwise it's gonna cause some serious problems. So if I do that wrong, players are gonna fall through the floor. It's so many problems if I do that wrong. I can't even think of any off the top of my head other than the one. There's probably way more than that. Legionnaires. That's my brain. I can't think of it. Oh, my spine. Yeah, thank you. Not to sound overly confident, but I agree. I'm pretty sure. It's just... I'm pretty sloppy in everything I do, so there's going to be a lot of slop. It's going to look messy, and then I usually clean it up after I get it working. Because that's just how I work. Even with my artwork, it's just make a fucking mess, sort it out later. Because I need a foundation to work off of. If it's just like a blank canvas, I can't go anywhere. I need something to work with. Unless it's something, I don't want to say mastered, but something I'm comfortable with. Like swords, I don't really need to make a mess. I can just kind of make a sword. I've made so many, it's not something I have to worry about. Anytime it's something new or I didn't do a lot, I'm kind of nervous about it, and then it's like, alright, time to make a mess. I don't know what I'm doing. Ow, my hip. Oh. For me, that's what makes it fun, though. It's just the tweaking aspect, or well, the modding aspect. My username is a poor choice. In hindsight, that was really bad. That was the little edgelord in me. I was like, what, 13 years old when I came up with this username? God, it was such an edgelord. But yeah, it was the name. The origin of the name is because it was because of one of my friends. I was friends with him for like 15 plus years. It's not Darren. Me and Darren are still friends. We're good. It is. Yeah, it is super ironic. So he was gaslighting me the whole time. I didn't realize it. I didn't really know what that was until after the psychology class I took. But I didn't realize he was doing it to me because he's just been doing it so long. And that person is the same person who basically bullied me out of my own card game I was making. Because he wanted to help make it. He wanted to join in on it. And I'm like, okay, cool, we can do like a teamwork thing. And he just ruined it. He tried to take control over the project. He wasn't listening to any of my design decisions. And I was like, you know what? Here, you take the card game. You ruined it. I don't want to work on this anymore. Because he's like, I said I didn't want to make it anymore. He's like, well, what about me? I put all this work in. I'm like, take it. It's yours now. Do something with it. I don't care. I gave up. And at that point, that's when I made my edgy username. Not immediately. It's probably like a year later. I was like, all right, mod tyrant, because I work alone. Fuck everybody else. I'll never collab with anyone ever again. I was so fucking mad. So that's where the mod tyrant username comes from. It's because I was over. I was done. I was like, I'll never collab ever again. That experience was so bad. I never wanted to work with anybody ever again. That's why I'm so. That's why I have so many fucking game design skills that realistically one person shouldn't have. Because I was adamant. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna learn everything. I want nobody's help. I was so it kind of fucked me up a little bit because I should have did more tutorials and stuff. Because I was going in hardcore, hard mode, and that slowed me down. I just didn't know what I was doing. It made it harder to learn. But I got older. I was like, all right, I need to chill the fuck out. I need to go get some advice. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, did the proper tutorials and shit. Because I was so paranoid. That experience made me so fucking paranoid. Yeah, thankfully, I mean, holy shit. Man, things could have went so much worse for me. In, like, a bad way. And some of the... I feel like some of the ways I would have probably been successful. I would have had a lot of money. But I probably would have been a horrible douchebag, worthless piece of shit. If that had happened. So I'm kind of glad I didn't finish the card game. Because I was way too young. If I had succeeded off of that money would have corrupted me. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, that would have corrupted me. I was way too young to be getting that kind. Maybe, you know, it's possible I might be too hard on my younger self. That's possible, but I don't know. That's how I feel about it. It's kind of like a bittersweet kind of thing. It's like, yeah, fucking put up with a bunch of bullshit, but you know, at least I got more. I got a bigger picture of the. What's the word? I don't want to say world. That sounds sick. I just got a better point of view, I'll say. My point of view is better. I don't have as many blind spots as I would have had otherwise if I had succeeded too early. Finger. Oh, trigger fingers suck. I got it on all my fingers. Ow! God damn my hip. I don't know if I can keep doing this janitor job. I can't. I might have to figure something else out. I don't. I'm assuming you're worried about like drama and like other people like judging you unfairly. I'm not sure. I'm assuming based off of the previous comment. The way I deal with that is nobody's perfect. Everybody's got a fucking huge list of mistakes. Also, the first person to judge is usually a person with a skeleton. I'm just saying. You know, I think what's that? There's a phrase. It's every accusation is a confession or something like that. Even if it's true, it's like, okay, why'd you go to there immediately?
Far too much baggage.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I'm not worried about real life anymore. Like, if humanity blows itself up, that's on them. You know, you guys should have did better. I mean, I'll do my best to help try and stop that, but I'm just one person. What the fuck am I going to do about it? I can't. All I can do is fucking vote. I don't even have a car. I've been going to full-time jobs riding a goddamn bicycle. And what am I supposed to do? Oh, trust people. Yeah, I get you. I just I do it like a credit thing, I guess. That's how I do it. Like, did you burn your credit in a bad way? Well, I'm not gonna trust you anymore for probably a long while. Because I know people are gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen. They might do it for good reason, they might do it for a bad reason. Nobody's perfect. It's like, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. If that makes sense. I've chilled out a lot. There's people on my friends list that have wronged me in in a pretty bad way, but they're still on there. They don't really talk to me anymore. But they're the ones who added me, because I removed them initially, but then they added me back. I was like, okay. I was like, alright, fine, I accept it. But I'm not, you can't come over here. I'm not gonna let you come over here. I'll talk to you on Facebook, or we can meet up somewhere else, but you can't come over to where I live. Because they burnt that, they burnt that many credits with me, so to speak. Except that one guy. The dude that gaslit me, I just booted him. He's gone. He's burnt. I don't think I can go back to trusting him. I think it's kind of like fishing. You kind of like just don't reel them in too fast. You just you gotta get a feel for it. That's why I want to work out and get to 50-pound dumbbells, because there's so many dude bros that want to start a fight. I don't. I'm already injured and like a cripple, so. Same here. I'm in the same boat. I forgive all my bullies for the most part, because they're kids. I can't hold that against a child.
Your torment is over.
Children are. It's complicated because, like, you know, they made those decisions, but they're kids. So I feel like most of the blame's on the adults. They should have intervened and did the proper due diligence. They didn't. I think that's perfectly valid. As long as you're not, like, doing some weird testing shit, like some, oh, you must complete trials and answer questions 3 or some shit like that. That'd be kind of. I'm not saying you are doing that. I'm autistic and I gotta go straight to the Captain Obvious exception. I can't help it.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
I don't know why I do that. I always gotta go to the exception. Like, don't. Oh my god. I figured that was the answer, but I said it anyways. I can't tell you. I don't know. I can't. I don't even know. I don't even know why I asked the question. I already knew the fucking answer. Oh my god. I don't know why I ask stupid questions. It's just a forever thing with me. I don't know how to turn it off. That gets people so mad. Well, I mean, I knew the answer. Like, the probability of somebody fucking being a trial master is really low. I already knew that the probability of that is basically a rhetorical question at that point. My brain is just silly. Because that's how I learn. I need, like, the full picture to really learn something. And apparently that's also how I communicate too. I don't know. I've just got a weird autistic brain. I don't know. There are people like that. They put their friends through these fake ass rigmarole tests. And there's couples that do that too, like bullshit tests. They're just constantly testing people. It's like super cringe. Some of them do. They like I think it's TikTok, not TikTok. Well, it might be TikTok, but it's like a phone recording, and it's like super cringe. I know some people, if you ask questions like that, they're like, oh, of course not. Why would you think that? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, you know, you're right. The chances of that being true is really low. I'm sorry. Because at that point, it's like, I had already asked the question. Yeah, no, that's it's a form of abuse in psychology. It's been a while. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's. I don't even remember. I think it's related to narcissism. I hope I'm right about this. I shouldn't be saying these things because it's been such a long time. No, I know you're not. I just other people have been. I would ask a question that's probably not applicable to them, like highly probable that it's not applicable to them, and then they would get offended because I asked it. Usually, when I ask those questions, I don't really think about it before I ask them. I just ask them. It just kind of happens. But I think that's because I've always been inquisitive, especially as a child. Because I was like, why do we say bless you when we sneeze? It don't make any sense. Because magic ain't real. And it's like, well, you guys say it
Can I
anyway.
not have
So
but a
like,
moment's
well, why?
respite?
Well, just, who cares? Just do it anyways. But why? So that's how I was as a child. I would question everything. Yeah, that's messed up. Holy crap. I'm so freaking lost. I can't find the entrance to the damn fucking place. All the way at the beginning? I thought it was up higher. It's at the beginning. I gotta go backwards. I'm going the wrong way. The whole damn map on accident. From my childhood brain, I was like, why don't people just sneeze and just not say anything at all? Like, I was just like, who cares? Just sneeze and just move on. Like, why do we have to say bless you? That was my reasoning as a child. That's one of my few. Well, I don't want to say few. That's one of the childhood memories that stuck out in my brain. It's just kind of like cemented. I think it's funny. It's just a funny little story. Because, like, we don't say that when somebody farts. Usually when somebody farts, it's like, ew, gross. We don't say, like, bless your farts. But, you know, culture is culture.
Far too much baggage. Far too much baggage.
I want the little rare item, please. Thank you. I'm gonna go sell this stuff. I feel like that'd make a good Star Trek episode. I don't have to be like fully built around it, but it could be like a funny little gag, like some random alien culture, and like they say some religious word every time somebody farts.
Still composed.
It's basically toilet humor, but
What?
I think it fits. It's kind of funny. does this look like a cross? Oh, wow, I never noticed that before. Yeah, something like that, yeah, it'd be so silly.
How you going?
It'd be gross, but it'd be silly. Be like, ew. Alright, I gotta trade these in.
Neither the time nor the
This
place.
is the first time I traded in 2 stacks of goo.
Good tidings, good tidings.
I'm gonna get so many, jewelry ores. This is gonna be huge. Oh, man. Oh, man, look at that full stack. No way. That's sick. Dang. I got 2 extra ones. I can turn these in for chromas. And then I can turn those in for fusings.
Still composing that?
Now I can turn these into fusings. Is it 1 for 1?
Oh, I
or
was never
2?
there.
Oh. Wait, what takes chroma orbs? Nothing? Ah, shit. I did it back. Oh, oops. Well, I got more chromas.
Made any?
Wait, so this costs 3. Oh, those are way more expensive. So we'll just have to wait. I get a whole stack. I get 5 on the next stack. I don't even use these anymore, but I'll wait till I get. I got some extra rare. We'll go ahead. We're gonna make these rare. I don't know why. I'm just kind of just wasting time. I can't speed, dexterity. That's terrible. Oh shit, that's not bad. It's actually pretty dope. So 24, so it's 40, that's like almost 60, it's 40, no, that's almost 50, yeah. It's an extra 20. Damage to attack, extra mana, ah man. Dang, that's so close to being perfect. Oh. Shit happens.
Good tidings to you.
Come to hear you.
Let's see. Yeah, I got a whole orb out of it. That's pretty cool. My brain. What else? Alright, let's go try this again. Oh, I gotta go. Ah, shit, it's 6 o'clock. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. Have a good night, Spears. I gotta get to bed. I can't. If I stay up any later, it's gonna screw up my days and nights. Bye.